his cow can wait.
Yeah.
Fact.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress, just like me and my life.
No.
Do you think you'll ever perfect your life? Do you ever think you'll be at a point where you're like, yep, nope, I've done it. No more work in progress. This is it. This is my perfect me.
The day I die. I don't know. That's a solid question. What do you think, Bert?
I think I think everyone should be constantly striving to be better. And then once somebody, if ever anyone gets to the point where like, yep, I'm done, I'm perfect, I think you're absolutely right. That's when they kind of die. Granted, you can die before that happens, which is with most people, but it's like with retirement, right? There's a lot of people I know who like retire and then like don't do anything, and then like it's just like they just do. But the people who like stay active, like after retirement, which is like, well, I don't have to work, but I'm still like doing things like traveling or hobbies or sports or whatever. Like you got to stay active. You got to have stuff going on in your life. Otherwise you just kind of, your body, I think, just shuts down. It's weird.
You just don't.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Whatever. It's my morning philosophical rant.
I like it.
Let's talk about breakfast sausage, shall we? Okay.
Right.
So so we'll get to there in a second. If you want a little teaser for a discussion topic later, we're going to talk about COVID and my experience with it. But before we get there, let's talk about breakfast sausage. Why did I bring up the COVID thing? Because I've had to deliver everything because I've been quarantined in my house, right? So groceries, at least with LA, you can do same day grocery delivery through like Whole Foods, right? And so I've been experimenting with different things because normally it's like I enjoy going to the grocery store and like looking at packaging and like looking at stuff, and it's the whole grocery shopping experience, right? But I've had to do everything online. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know. And like, there'll be stuff that's like a swing and a miss. And then there'll be stuff that's like, oh, wow, this is really good. So for this most recent grocery order, I looked on there, and normally I'll get like breakfast sausage, and I'll do like, I prefer pork sausage, right? But, sometimes you're like, I shouldn't be eating this much fat, and you'll do like chicken or turkey sausage, right? Breakfast sausage, right? And I'll try and whatever. But I saw for the first time ever in my entire life, and I don't know, maybe this is just a more common thing, it was beef breakfast sausage. And I had never had it before because normally all my sausage is like pork or turkey or chicken. And it was beef sausage. And it was a very weird experience because I literally, Dalton saw me eat it like before we recorded. Very weird. Very weird because it just felt like I was eating like a ground up steak for breakfast, which was like, I'd rather have just had like.
So essentially it's like a meatloaf.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Sounds like the worst thing in the world.
A meatloaf lake. Yeah, it's like a hamburger lake for breakfast. And it was like such a bizarre experience. And it's so weird because in my head I'm like, what's the right word? It's contextually the same exact thing as a pork sausage or chicken sausage or turkey sausage just ground up and then put into a link. But like, it was so weird eating it as beef. Felt like I was eating a hamburger for breakfast, which was like, I'd rather just eat a hamburger at that point.
That's really weird.
Bert, can you move your camera?
Oh, you want me to do this?
Yeah. And then secondly, did the sausage was it more, what was the texture?
It was like, the texture was like eating like a hamburger. It was weird.
So
it's ground beef, right? It's ground up beef, so it just feels like it's
so
like.
Are
we talking American like a burger from like McDonald's, Burger King, or like a burger that you could like make at your house?
It is like a Burger King. Imagine like a Whopper, but like it was really small, like a link. And it was
So
weird. It's weird. It was fucking weird, dude. It was, I've never experienced this in my entire life.
What brand was it?
You got like a long meatball.
I don't know. I have to go look.
Jimmy Dean.
Wasn't a
Beef.
Jimmy Dean? It's Whole Foods, so it's some bougie
Oh.
brand, right?
We make all American beef sausage.
Yeah, I was super excited, and then when I had it, I was like, interesting.
I'm not that excited now.
So tell us about your COVID
Oh,
experience.
come on.
Well, yeah. So, spoiler alert, I got it, and it was a very weird experience because it was like a switch was flipped. I was like totally fine, and all of a sudden, I was just like, I was already working from home, thankfully, during that time. And I was like in a meeting, all of a sudden I was just like, or no, I went to lunch. I took my lunch break and I had like the chills. I was just like freezing. I was like, what the heck? So I just like went to took a nap. And then like when I woke up, I was just like, it was bad. It was like chills, cough started happening. And like, I was working, I finished out the day and like, there's too much important stuff going on. Just talking to Dalton, I've technically been working like 11 days straight or something like that. So on top of not feeling well, I'm like working, which was just making me like tired even more so. So I think yesterday was like the first day I like slept in, and it was crazy. But yeah, it was like chills, it's like runny nose, headache, cough, all the like the normal stuff that you would imagine with just getting like a cold or like a flu. Thankfully, that was like the extent of it. It wasn't like anything crazy. I just stayed at home, and I didn't need to go to the hospital or anything. But it was definitely like annoying, especially because of like there's this weird, like when when you're sick, you don't want to eat anyways, right? You're just kind of like, I'm sick, I just want to sleep. So that's why you just drink a lot of juice or eat crackers or do whatever. So I was kind of doing the same exact thing, but like as the fever broke, right? So I was no longer like had the symptoms, and you're just gonna still need to quarantine because you're still technically contagious. I had this weird realization that like I don't get hungry, right? I wasn't getting hungry during the time, but I was like forcing myself to eat like crackers and juice and like soup and stuff. But like even after it ended, like I wasn't getting hungry. Like I'll go, like if I don't force myself to eat something, I'll forget that I haven't eaten because I don't get like the normal sensation of like a like rumbling in your stomach kind of shit. So it's been really weird because part of it is your stomach shrinks if you don't eat, and so that's kind of what's happening. That happened because of the limited food intake. But on top of that, I don't get the sensation of being hungry anymore, which is like drastically changed like my eating habits, because now I'll just eat like small little things throughout the day, forcing myself to like eat. But like I don't get hungry, which is like the shittiest superpower to get. Thankfully, like I can still taste food, because I know a lot of people who've gotten COVID and that they like lose their sensation.
Yeah,
I was about to say that I've heard some horror stories where people are like, food just tastes like shit now.
Yeah, thankfully, food doesn't taste like shit, but I have no desire to eat food, so I don't know what really is. I know I have like the better end of that one, but yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Like this morning, I was like, oh, I gotta eat something because we're gonna record. And I ate my weird beef sausage, but like I wasn't really hungry. And normally when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I gotta eat something because I'm hungry. Or like lunch will turn. It was very regimented, so like I'd eat lunch at the exact same time every day. And now it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's 4:00 and I forgot to eat something. I guess I'll eat some like trail mix because I'm not like super hungry. So I'll just like, so it's been weird because there's also been like no desire to drink, which is, because you don't really want to drink when you're sick. And so like that naturally happened. But then even following that, I'm like
Debatable.
Even after that, I'm like, yeah, I just don't have that desire anymore. So it's weird. So they're all things that I'm like deep down. I was talking to Dalton, like the net result is positive because it's like I'm not drinking, I'm eating less, like I'm doing things. But like at the same point, it's all because of like a weird imbalance in my body. So it's been very weird. It's been a very weird experience kind of coming out of this and being like, it wasn't too bad. I was obviously able to still work and do things. But I think the weirdest thing, there's some weird telltale signs that you have COVID beforehand, and like, you know, there's like obviously there's like, you know, oh, blue lips and like weird things connected to like lack of oxygen. Another one is your dick doesn't work. And like, because I
So
don't
I've
know.
always had COVID. Got it.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely one of those. The day before, I was like, huh, this is weird. I hope this isn't. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, nope, I'm sick. So
That's funny.
yeah,
My
thankfully
appetite
that,
and my taste, not you though.
yeah. Thankfully that came back. But I was just like,
No
this is-
so no worries, ladies. Bert is still in the game.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
yeah. I feel normal, which is good, except for like some little like congestion. But I'm still technically in like lockdown mode. So I've just been working, and then this weekend I've just been playing video games and painting, and it's been great.
Pew, 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 pew.
So that's my weird sick story.
Well, I'm glad you survived.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
Always interesting to hear people's COVID stories that you know. He's like, I got COVID. How bad was it? So
bad.
what do you guys got? Topics, agenda.
I had something and I can't remember. I don't think I wrote it down. I also don't have my phone next to me. I do. It's in my pocket.
I don't have my phone next to me either.
I have my phone. I'll tell you what, Randy, you come up with the topic, and then I'll go through the email thread and see what we got. How are you doing? How's life?
It's tired.
Yeah.
Back's acting up. Man, it's kind of hard. Like, you think these topics that you put on the spot.
Dalton, you want to tell us about this kilt?
Yeah, so I was in a wedding on Friday. Chris Roundtree, you know Chris Roundtree, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
So his wedding. Anyways. So anyways, I was in the wedding. We wore kilts. It was fun. It was cool. It was very hot.
Yeah.
Where was it?
Healdsburg.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, in Healdsburg. It honestly though, like the wedding was at 4:30 and we're in the shade and there's a bit of a breeze. So when we were outside, it wasn't so bad. But when we started getting ready in this confined room with, you know, a bunch of dudes, this tiny little AC unit, putting on layers of thick clothing, it wasn't the greatest. But yeah, the kilt I wore. So when we originally went to get fitted,
Were they rentals or did you own it? Okay.
I rented it. Most of it, all of us rented it except for the groom. He bought one because he's Scottish and all that.
Yeah.
But so we went to go get fitted, and the dude that originally fitted us, he was drunk as hell.
What?
The place we go to get fitted in San Francisco, every Saturday they do like whiskey or bourbon tastings. And so he was already, you know, how many shots deep.
Wow.
So when he measured us all, everybody was off.
No way.
And we went back to get refitted. And the dude there was like, I didn't even notice how long mine was, I guess. I wasn't really looking. And the guy said it was fine. But mine looked more of like a dress than everybody else's. Everyone else's was like a little above their knee. Mine was a little below my knee. But it was cool.
I don't even remember you being here.
Dude, that's like, did they like apologize or did they like...
No, I mean it's whatever. But I don't think they really knew. Like I said, we went and got refit, like we went and tried it on again, and they all said it looked fine. So I was like, whatever. Anywho's, yeah, it was just really hot and layers, but it was pretty fun. We did like a Braveheart photo where we all mooned the camera.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
It was a good time. We did. I'll have to send you guys a video, but we did this like random. We all did a random dance on the dance floor. We came in blaring "Flogging Molly,"
Nice.
the Devil's Dance Floor. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was a good time.
It's cool.
I also just got a message from my sister that her husband tested positive for COVID.
Fudge. Dude, this new variant is like aggressive.
So, we should probably get tested as well.
Or do we want to be more worried about monkeypox?
That dude, that's another
Well,
thing
I mean,
that's-
I'm not sleeping with you, so I'm not too worried about it.
I think you can get it outside of sexual intercourse, but yes.
Not really. I mean, it's all from like saliva and shit from intimate.
I spit on everyone when I meet them. That's how I say hello. I'm like a Dilophosaurus.
But yeah.
I don't know if I can watch the new season of Camp Cretaceous.
Dude, I honestly got that text message. Was it Dalton? You sent that yesterday? And I was just like, and I was just like, yeah, I have no desire. It's weird. That last season was just so meh to me that I kind of killed it.
I was about to. I'm like, I just can't right now. Like, they finally link up with their parents, then what more does the show have to do? Like, cause I just I don't know. I just can't. But I started playing that Stray game.
The cat one?
Those are good.
It's pretty. It's interesting, it's just you do all these things as a cat, and you gotta feel bad for the cat in the beginning because he gets injured or she gets injured, but it's just fucking entertaining as hell.
But it's trying to find its family, right, or something like that.
Yeah, and you're in the dead city, and the dead city is like just dead robots. But it's good. Like it's very entertaining. And I've been playing that Deep Rock Galactic game. That game's fucking entertaining as fuck.
Which one?
Deep Rock Galactic. It's the dwarf mining game in space.
Sorry. I don't want to interrupt. Keep going.
So it's a mining game in space where you travel between planets.
You You're on a spaceship.
Continue. I just wanted to make sure. Oh, what, you're in a spaceship too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even get the first joke, so I'm just smiling. So
it sounds just like No Man's Sky.
No, it has nothing. Doesn't sound like No Man's Sky at all. No Man's Sky is a terrible game.
You take
well,
that
it's
back.
so terrible. Bert hasn't even downloaded to try it.
It's
what I am
really
gonna download though? There's that Moria game that's coming out where you play as dwarves and you dive into Moria and you collect resources to like build better weapons and stuff. That's all I know about it, but it sounds amazing just from that concept. So I'm pretty much in.
Moria, you say?
I think it's just called Moria. And I know that the entire time I'm going to play it, I'm going to be like, I'm diving too greedily and too deep.
But what system is it on?
Is it Return to Moria?
Yeah, Return to Moria. Yeah. I think it's Xbox and PlayStation. And if it's Xbox, we can all, I think, play together.
I was just gonna say we're never gonna play a game together. It's just not gonna happen.
No, we're gonna play
Battlefield 4.
Yeah, can we talk about Battlefield 4? And then I'm gonna talk about the game that I know that we're all gonna play.
Sure.
I mean, there's not much to say about Battlefield 4. It's been around a long time. People are still playing it. It's a lot better than Call of Duty, Fortnite, PUBG.
Whoa.
A lot better than 2042.
There, I'll agree with that.
No, I've just been getting back. I've been wanting to play a
Bag of Rocks
shooter.
is more fun than 2042.
I'm not gonna lie, Randall, I couldn't get into PUBG.
It's hard.
It's hard.
I'm not a fan of these battle royale games.
It's hard. It's hard. Halo tried Halo has one in their new season, and it was just kind of like their version of it's like probably the worst one of them all.
Oh wow.
It's too slow for me. Like I need like Battlefield where
PUBG is
it's,
pretty slow.
you know, you're spawning
Yeah.
and you're already getting in the thick of it, and you can get in airplanes and
They-
tanks. and-
PUBG, you can literally go 25 minutes playing a game, not firing your gun at once, and then
Yeah.
like all of a sudden you get shot in the head and your round is over.
Yeah. It's
I can't do it.
it's it's so frustrating. I think when I that day, the most frustrating day that I had was when I texted you guys. I'm like, I think I played like 7 matches and got 1 kill. Like, and that 7 matches probably took me like 2 hours.
Yeah. So
It's just like,
hear me out. Hear me out. Battlefield 4 is free to play on Xbox Pass,
yeah.
so you can download it
They've got like 4 Battlefield games on
and then
there.
we can play. Yeah, they have a lot, but I'm playing 4. Battlefield 4.
We're all going to play Dark
Cool.
Tides together, and it's going to be super fun. And I cannot wait. So I think it's Game Pass, so you'll all be able to play it with me. And it's going to be Warhammer, so I'm going to be able to nerd out about Warhammer stuff. And it's going to feel like Left 4 Dead, which is a gameplay that I think we're all used to. And
I've never played Left 4 Dead.
I don't think I've played it either.
What the fuck? Well, then this is great because this means you won't have a point of reference, so you'll just
Going
be
into
playing it
virgin.
and you'll like it. Yeah. It's basically a squad. It's the gameplay is you have characters, for 4 human players. You have to traverse through a map together while enemy bots are coming at you. So it's very much like World War Z. So you played it because World War Z is very much Left 4 Dead, except World War Z is way more fast paced, and I think that's kind of why I like couldn't get into it as much. Like the zombies are still fast in Left 4 Dead, but there's like a kind of like a methodical progress that you're going through. And World War Z is just like fucking dudes just running at you all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But this Dark Tide seems like it's a good middle ground of that, which is like fucking swarms of dudes coming at you as you have to like complete a mission. So I'm excited for it. You guys are gonna play with me because I'm gonna force you to play with me, and then we'll finally have our game that we'll all play together. And then like we'll play it, and then Randy will go into his little cubby hold and come back, and he'll be like, "My character's maxed out now," and just like run through the map, and then it won't be fun anymore.
Yeah. Because I can play twice as hard at work.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
that's the one thing.
Yeah.
You guys are terrible.
We just need that one game so we can all Battlefield 4 play and enjoy.
See, Battlefield is the one type of game.
Dude, there's like 4 Battlefield games on the pass.
Okay, 4 Battlefield 4.
For
The number 4.
that's gonna which one?
It's 1 after 3, 1 before 5. 4.
3.5.
Sure. Anywho's, fuck,
Can we-
I was
Oh.
gonna say something and now I can't fucking remember.
Okay. All right.
No worries, it's early morning.
I have a question for Randy then, while you're
Mhm.
thinking, Dalton.
Hmm.
How many times would you say you've had to run back into your house because
yeah.
you've forgotten something in a singular moment?
Most times I think it's like 3.
That seems like a lot.
It does. And yeah. So I remember it was when I worked at San Rafael, and you just wake up late, you wake up, I don't know, like hungover, or you just like whatever, I'm just sleeping longer. It was like one of those moments, like I just I remember like I got in my car, I'm like, oh fuck, don't have my wallet. Go back into the house, got the wallet. Get back in the car, turn it on, like, man, I don't hear my music. Like, I don't have my cell phone. Okay, gotta go back in the house. And then like whatever, I think, and usually the third time is like, what the fuck could you be missing the third time? Like the first 2 were very valid.
Yeah.
But the third one is usually like an X factor, which would normally constitute of should I not go back and put deodorant on or something, like did I forget that or something very, very like I could probably go without, but I don't want to go without. But yeah, in that moment, I would say it's probably just running back for deodorant. But I would say about 3 times that I've gone back into the house just because like I get in my car, forget something, go right back in, or get in my car, drive around, then be like, fuck, go park, go run back in. Yeah, that's what I got. I mean,
Boys?
just jump into it.
We can. Before we jump into it, because there's actually a lot that I want to do, and I'm really excited for Lord of the Rings. Let's talk about the Ring of Power trailer. Because I'll be honest, heading up to that last trailer, I was kind of like keeping myself distant from it. I was just like, well, we'll see, but I'm not sure. And then I saw that trailer and I was like, I'm kind of intrigued. And I think Randy, you kind of had the same. What was your feeling leading up to that trailer, and then your feeling after that trailer?
I'm not sure. Like, I know there was like 3 or 4 trailers, and I only watched the one of them, and they were like, from just posted like 4 hours ago or something. Very, very. I want to say. I don't want to be reaching. I don't want to reach, but maybe this is how the Hobbit should have looked or something. Kind of like that vibe. Like everything's a little too like soft filmed in the Hobbit, whereas this just looks more like. I mean, obviously the budget isn't the same, but it's more nitty gritty or gritty type. It's interesting to see the diversity. I'm not gonna lie. That's one thing. I'm like
interesting in a good way or a bad way.
Well, I'm all for it, but it's I wasn't used to it in the first one. It's like, okay, we're gonna integrate this now, which is fine. And it's saying that as a person of color too. Like,
sure.
Having a young Galadriel, I'm curious to see about that. But also, it just kind of makes you wonder how far into the future or the past are we? Because Galadriel's got to be like a bajillion years old, older than Elrond. So, like,
yeah,
how like are we like 2,000 years in the past? Or no, they were actually before the ring. So this is like what 5,000 years, 6,000 years before the ring. Oh man, yeah, okay, yeah, we're really getting there.
I haven't watched the trailer. I've been trying to like avoid trailers for games and shows and movies. Just, I don't know. I kind of been wanting to go in blind for things. I happened to watch the new spinoff for Game of Thrones, just because I was there and it was on. It's like whatever. But I don't know.
How do you guys feel about House of Dragons?
To me, from the preview I saw, I am afraid it's going to be like another Halo show. They're gonna have all of the like they want it to be, kind of like Game of Thrones, but then it won't be. Does that make sense?
Yes. So I want to go back to the diversity thing. So now we're gonna see Targaryens that are African American Targaryens with blonde hair.
Sure.
Which it's interesting. It's like, well, granted, they were the last 2, so I guess it plays on a reference to. But now just to see them so heavily integrated in is gonna make me like, okay, it's just like one of those are like just like what I said with Lord of the Rings. It's like, all right, like it's probably gonna be fine, but it's just gonna be something I'm just gonna like. It just takes getting used to, seeing. And then I heard that they're going to do a Jon Snow spinoff, which I will 100% watch.
Well, yeah.
But didn't he say no, that he wasn't going to do it though? Or was that someone else I'm thinking about?
He needs a payday.
I think it's somebody else, because the thing that I saw was there's a few things in development, which is the Snow one is just like it's like the show hasn't been officially like approved yet. They're just in the process where they're like, cool, this is what the show would be about. And it's like pre-production stuff, but not technically signed, because there's a few shows that are like in progress.
Yeah.
Because I think honestly, it's like, I think was it Kit Harington like loved playing Jon Snow.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
And he actually like had like not a mental breakdown, but he had to like go to like a when the show ended, it was just like such a huge part of his life that like with that void being there, he had to like go seek like professional help. Yeah, like therapy and stuff to like.
Did he really?
Yeah, because he just was very lost
I think
after.
everybody, I would say 7 out of 10 males from like 10 to 45 or like 18 to 45 would be like, Jon Snow's my favorite character. Because he was mine for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like the answer is he is and he isn't for me. Like, because he
It's
doesn't.
very cliche to have him as your favorite character.
Well, it's like he definitely. It's like this. Jon Snow grew on me, like, because he gets. There's a point where it's like he's doing all this cool stuff. In the beginning, he's just kind of like whiny, and I didn't really like him. But like
He was
he starts
super
to
whiny.
he starts to do a bunch of stuff, which is really cool. And then by the end, it's just kind of like it just drops. Like I want him to do more, but like that last season just fucked him over so much. Like he doesn't do anything, and then it starts. Well, he's just a product of like I think the end of that series. But yeah, it's interesting because I don't like what would that show be about?
I don't know. He's in the he's God, fuck it. I feel like I haven't watched it in like 8 years.
Yeah.
He's
Could be before he came to
what
Winterfell.
he's wandering beyond like
Winterfell,
the
whatever.
wall, right?
Yeah, he's north of the wall. Yeah.
What is that called again?
The
He's with the Wanderers or the Wonderlings or
Black
the
King.
Wildlings.
the Wildlings.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
north of the wall, right?
And
Yeah, but the White Walkers are gone. So like what happened? So I don't know. It could be. I mean, look, I'll be honest, I'd be more interested to watch probably that show than the whole House of Dragons thing, because it's not a prequel. It's like give me new stuff, but I don't know. Like it goes back to the conversation we've had on this podcast a lot, which is the cultural longevity of things, right? So like Game of Thrones, that last season, it like Game of Thrones hype was just so huge, and then that last season happened, and it was just like instantly people are like, all right, they like jettisoned it from like their brain because they're like, all right,
We won't talk about it.
it's like the same thing with like Avatar. Everyone talks about like Avatar. It made $1 billion and like it progressed 3D technology and all this stuff. But like I saw it and I was like, all right, whatever. And like I don't know a single quote from that movie. Like I don't remember that movie at all because it just like jettisoned from my brain. So I'm curious to see like with all these new shows, is there like, do people care? Do people still care?
do you care?
No, like that's the weird thing. It's like, look, I have literally like a wall of my Game of Thrones Funko Pops and stuff, right? And like part of me goes, I rewatched the series and I'm like, man, I love this show so much in the beginning, and then just the end, it's just like such a sour taste that it's like I am more interested in the Lord of the Rings show than I am in the Game of Thrones show.
So let me ask you this, because we've talked about previously about how, or at least me, and you guys said you were the same, but like you have this reservation of finishing a movie or a show or even a game because you're afraid of the end. Were you like that before you watched Game of Thrones, or do you think maybe Game of Thrones kind of stimulated that to where now you're like, okay, I don't want this just to royally suck and ruin my entire thoughts on the show?
That's really interesting. I think for me at least, foundationally, subconsciously, the bedrock of this was first laid with Lost, because the end of Lost was just so bad.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
But I didn't put it to like concrete terms in my head, right? But then with Game of Thrones, I think you're absolutely right. Like it got to the point where I'm just like, I don't know. It goes back to what Randy was talking about. Like there are times where I'd rather rewatch something that I know is good than explore something new just because I'm like, I don't know. So like I've watched Community like all the way through like 7 times, right? But there's like all these shows that people are like, oh, you watch like Parks and Rec and you need to do all these other things. Or I'm like, I know that these are probably good, but like, I'd rather just do the thing that I'm comfortable with, that I know is good. So it's weird. It's weird. I see your ghost, Randy. Do you have a point?
No, I'm actually just doing the reactions. Yeah, like I was gonna say the same thing. Loss is what terrified me of things. Potentially, well, a little bit of Lord of the Rings, seeing the last movie, Return of the King, because that was just like, oh man, I don't want this to end, and it's ending because it's a movie, and I have to sit here and watch the ending because I'm here. I don't have the option of turning it off.
Yeah.
But Lost, obviously, that was just like a shit show. like, like you're just watching a dumpster fire burn for like a season and a half. You're like, all right, well, I know it's bad, but since this is the only thing on television, I'll watch this. But now that we have like Game of Thrones was such a big letdown at the end, makes me apprehensive to want to invest time in like a new Game of Thrones show where it just got to like, well, it wasn't about the money, we know that. It was probably just about like my interest or my desires are with over here to make Star Wars.
Yeah. I think they were just like burnt out. They were just ready to move on. And
I think everybody was ready to move on, or they should just got like a whole new directors or something. Just
they could have taken a little bit of a, but that's the thing is like there was a little bit of a power trip, I feel like, or and not power trip, but like when you spend that much time doing something like that, it's hard to like pass it off to someone else. But like you could take a little bit of a back seat and hand it off to somebody who is excited about it. Like that's the part where
give them your visions and be like, this is where I preferably would like to go, you know, instead of just butchering it and making everybody unhappy. And
I mean, it was like a year and a half before in between like each season anyway. So it's like you're telling me you couldn't stretch it like 2 years. I mean, everybody would fucking wait regardless.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, HBO told them they wanted more
and put more effort into it. It was just like,
and they just straight up were like, no, we're good. Well,
and it was like a short season.
Yeah. Dude, that's the crazy thing too, is like when I did my rewatch, because I did my rewatch when I moved in here, so almost a year ago started, I don't know, that like you look at some of the first seasons, right, first couple seasons, and there's just scenes where people are talking to each other. That's it. They're just literally talking to each other, but like you're enthralled, like you're captivated by like the dialogue, the characters, like the performance that's happening. And like there's just scenes that are just so memorable to me where it's like, you know, the first season we had Robert Baratheon as a character. Spoiler alerts, he's not in the rest of the show. And but like his any of those scenes with him were just amazing, right? You just get like enthralled with it. And like you look at the later seasons, and they just went for spectacle. They went for spectacle over substance. So it's just like these crazy, you know, VFX shots and stuff. Like I was watching this video and they're just talking about how, you know, when they burn, again, spoilers, but it's Game of Thrones and I feel like people watched it. If you haven't watched it, then whatever. When they like burn down King's Landing, right? Like there's a lot of practical effects that are done in that. There's a lot of like crazy stuff that they did. And like so much time and effort went into making that a reality. Like people, like crew members working to like build models and burn them down and pyrotechnics and all this stuff. And like in the end, I'm just like, whatever. Like I just and like that's crazy to think about, because like I'll look at like the Battle of Helm's Deep, and like to me, Two Towers, Battle of Helm's Deep is like one of like the quintessential battle sequences of like any movie. And like how much time that they spent night shoots doing that. And you look at like the documentaries and it's like crazy the time and effort that went into making that. And like to me it's like timeless. Like I will go back and like always get excited about that. With like Game of Thrones, like the last season, it's like cool, like there was, you know, we spent all this time building up to this battle between the White Walkers and everybody, and I'm sitting there being like, I can't fucking see what's happening in this shot because it's so fucking dark, and like it's so like,
and it happens
not
so fast.
Memorable. Yeah, it happens
like
fast.
You said,
it's like not memorable.
They would literally have episodes where it was just people communicating, you know. And like I think it was whatever season, whenever, I can't remember. And, obvious. They were north of the wall and they were like trapped by the White Walkers, in like the middle of the ice or whatever. And what's his face? That one kid or whatever, he ran to
Gendry,
go like get
just
help.
run.
Yeah. Like I feel like previous seasons they would have spaced that out a lot. Like they would have came back to that like 2 episodes later instead of 30 minutes, Yeah, I ran 12 hours.
Yeah.
In what seemed like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Everyone just magically teleports. Everyone fast travels.
Yeah. They did so well at the beginning of not making that seem like what was happening.
Yeah.
Control your cats, Randall. So back to Lord of the Rings. So Lord of the Rings has the dwarf, the power of the ring, or the ring of power. They're gonna have the dwarf one, and then they're having the Rohirrim one.
Yeah, no, that's technically Weta, I think. So that's technically Peter Jackson. So it'll actually be canonical with the Peter Jackson movies, I think.
Okay. And it's supposed to be about like how he or how Helm's Deep was formed or whatnot.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff that we need right now. Just hopefully it doesn't turn out like some of the Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. Still haven't watched Obi-Wan.
Solo.
I don't acknowledge Solo.
I have also not watched Obi-Wan, if that makes you feel better.
Sure. It's on my list. I just there's to me, I had a queue. I have a queue that formed. And I'd rather watch. Yeah, I don't know.
He's just like, I'd rather not watch it right now.
I'd rather not.
I'd rather just.
I was like, all right, cool. I could do Obi-Wan or The Boys. Well, first it was Stranger Things. I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch Stranger Things. And then all right, I'm ready for the next show because that ends. I'm like, all right, I want to finish The Offer so I can cancel my Paramount Plus, and did that, and it was cool. And then I was like, well, now I want to watch The Boys. There's always something that's a little bit higher up on the queue than any of the Star Wars or Marvel shows right now, just because I'm kind of burnt out on it.
Yeah, because there's just so much. That's why we need this. So we play some Lord of the Rings.
I'm down. If you gentlemen are ready.
Lord of the Rings.
I have some cool new stuff for us too, which is exciting. Am I able to share screen? Can you enable that?
Yes.
Great. Gentlemen, are you ready? We pick up our story exactly where we left off. You're in the Inn of the Prancing Pony. Your contact has arrived, giving you a series of quests to do. And correct me if I'm wrong, you can change your mind. You've chosen to assist the local farmer. Oh, kitty. And you're still in the inn. Not only are you in the inn, I have a really dope, exciting, super cool map to show you. This is the Inn of the Prancing Pony. So you all are in the main entrance. This is where the bar room is, right? But there's technically rooms you can rent to sleep and stuff. There's a ton of different stuff, but you're technically right here. And there is 2 stories in theory, which is kind of crazy to think about. Oh no, 3 stories, first floor and second floor. Anyways, right now you're still in the first area, the common room, right? Because where beers are coming out, etc., etc. The contact is still there. Can I have both of you roll for me? And I would like y'all to roll your perception.
So real quick, perception. Is it always we don't have a stat on that, strength, dexterity, and all that, right?
Perception uses your wisdom. So whatever you're saving, your modifier. What's your wisdom score?
13.
So 13, I think, is a +2. So basically, if you use perception, it uses wisdom, so you use that +2. Your class might give you bonuses to that. Did I mark that on your sheet? If not, you're a treasure hunter. Okay. I think this one goes. Treasure hunter is page 76. I'm not sharing my screen, I guess. Proficiencies. Yes. So you have a bonus in perception, so you'll get +2. So you're technically getting +4, right? Because it's 2 for your proficiency in it, plus your modifier is wisdom, and you have a +2. So that's 4 that you're rolling every time you do perception. Does that make sense?
So whatever I roll +4.
Yes, whenever you roll +4 for perception. And then Randy, you're a wanderer.
Yeah, I got 12.
Is that with what's your
No, I mean 12's my wisdom.
Oh, okay. So 12 is your wisdom, so you'll get a +1 to it, whatever you roll. And then you also have a bonus in perception. So, or you're trained in it because you're a wanderer. So you're technically getting +3 to whatever you roll.
Ah! Got 2.
Okay. 2 plus 3 is 5. Not very good.
Just continuing those shitty rolls, bro.
Maybe you're a little drunk. I think you've hit you know you got a meal with yours, right? But
yeah, I got some stew.
Yeah. But maybe it's just there's a lot, right?
I should have, yeah. The warm broth, the alcohol.
You're more transfixed on your meal than you are this person giving you your quest. Dalton, what did you roll?
6.
Oh my god. All right, so you're just drunk. Randy's focused on his meal. You're drunk. This looks like a person. It looks like a person with a cloak on.
Did you roll a 6+ or was it like a 2+?
Roll the 6 on the dice.
Oh yeah, so it's a 6 plus 4.
Plus the 4? Okay, so 10.
So 10, right? Yeah, it's still not very good. But it's better.
I'm on a high buzz.
You're on a high buzz. All you can see from this person, because they've positioned themselves in the shadows, they have like a cloak on, so all you're really seeing is like from their mouth down. They don't appear to be. It's just hard for you to really see any facial details of this person. So you wouldn't be able to. You don't really have. You haven't been able to actually see what this person looks like, if that makes sense. But you're there, and they're like, "Great! It sounds like you're going on a quest to help save this farmer. Excellent. Before you go, I would encourage you to make sure that you gather any supplies you need before you go on your quest. And as a helpful beginning, he just slides 2 little bags to each of you.
I'm gonna open the bag.
Okay. Inside is 5 silver.
Nice. Need that.
Really quick sidebar.
Mhm.
So you said we start with 26 silver.
You do, because you're a treasure hunter.
And I could use some of that to buy another item.
Yes. So this is like kind of yes, I did. Yes.
Okay. So I wanted the smoking pipe and the fine walking stick.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure I deduct the right amount of silver before.
I would say you can have both without using silver. That's fine.
I'm done with that.
But this would be a good time if y'all wanted to we can either retroactively say that you purchased some stuff, or you could actually just go to the store right now and purchase some things. Because Randy, I think you have like a dagger, but if you wanted like a sword, you could go buy a bigger sword, right?
I want to go to the store.
Yeah. Smith to the smith with you.
To the smithy.
I'm just gonna follow him
I can fight.
because we're partners now, and you know.
Okay. Well, with that, I guess
Do we have to pay our tab?
I already left.
you're wait, I gotta remember your name was Radal Gruber,
Yeah.
and then you're oh my god, Engelbert Proudbottom, right? So
You
Engelbert,
can call me Bert.
Great, I'll call you Engelbert. Your mysterious quest giver is going to pay the tab for you.
What a nice gentleman he is.
I'm
gonna tip
walk
him
out,
a
I grab
silver.
a tomato.
You give him a silver?
Yeah, I'm gonna tip him a silver.
Damn, bro.
Well, I mean, you can use this to. Can you
It's
roll for me?
Yeah.
And then can you roll your? Can you just do a charisma roll? So,
Yes.
what is your charisma score?
11.
Okay, so this would be like a. Yeah, so it's actually just whatever your roll is.
So sorry for being so naive, but I have to get 11 or higher, right? To
No, I have the number in my head. That's just like your score. So like
Okay.
the higher that score is, the better you are in it. So right now,
Got it.
an 11 doesn't really give you any bonuses. So what you want to do is roll, and whatever that number is, it has to
9.
be the 9.
It has to be
Alright.
what?
Yeah, you have to beat the number that I'm assigning to the
Okay,
challenge,
got it.
right? So I don't tell you what that number is most of the time because part of it is like you got to figure it out. So imagine if you're playing in like Star Wars, right? And you're like, I want to go I want to bluff, and I'm going to be like, yes, I am an Imperial officer. I should be able to go to this area. There's a difference between like, hey, you're talking to a stormtrooper, it might be a lower number, right, or a medium number. Talking to an officer, it might be a hard number. Talking to Darth Vader, it's like impossible. So like in my head, it's like
Okay,
you need
got
to
it.
get like a 30 to get that. And you're like, I can't even roll that. It's like too bad. You're trying to fucking bluff Darth Vader, right?
Okay,
So-
perfect. Yeah,
so-
that makes sense. I just wasn't sure how that.
A really helpful thing, if you haven't already, is go watch the Dungeons and Dragons episode of Community, and then help contextualize.
Bro, did
this.
you guys see the trailer for the new Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know there was one.
I mean, bring back one of the Wayans brothers. I might watch it.
Wow. right.
I mean, who was it, Dalton that sent the shitty first one?
Yeah. No. I think it was me. I think I sent it because I didn't watch it.
That was a pretty bad
Yeah, I
movie.
didn't see that.
All right, you place the silver. The mysterious guy just kind of nods and takes the coin. And yes, with that though, Radal, you exit back out into the village of Bree.
I'm gonna just briefly look back at the prancing pony,
Mhm.
and saying to myself, mental note, this is where the prancing pony is. Like, let's just survey the area real quick, and then I'm gonna just. There's obviously people around. I want to ask somebody where the store is.
Sure. Will you roll for me?
Yeah,
And will you do your charisma?
sure. Oh my god, it's a fucking 4.
Every time you try to talk to somebody, like you go up to this person and like they just give you a wide berth. They just ignore you and they're like, no, I'm so busy with the festival, and they just like walk past you.
It's like one of those you see in the wall scenes. It's like, sir, madam.
Excuse me.
I mean, is it Dalton's turn now?
Yeah. Dalton, I guess you exit. You can see that your new companion, Radal, is like trying to talk to people and they're just kind of ignoring him, giving him a wide berth. What do you do?
I want to look at the first person that I make eye contact with, and then ask him where the smithing shop is.
All right. Will you roll your charisma for me, please?
Yes. 11.
Yeah, that's even better.
What do you say?
Excuse me. Do you know where the smithing shop is?
Oh,
I'm new here.
yes.
It's the first time I've been here.
the smithy. It's in the old part of town, and they kind of give you directions. They're kind of with that score. They're not really polite. They just kind of complete the giving you the information and then like immediately move on. They don't like confirm with you that you understood it, but you pick it up enough where if this is the end of the Prancing Pony, is this in this area where it's like the downtown? The smithy is like up on the hill, so it's like up here. 13. Smithy.
That's inconvenient.
Very inconvenient. So it's going to be a little bit of a walk for y'all to get out there, which gives you and Radol an opportunity to talk and get to know each other as you're heading out to the smithy. If you even share that information with Radol. I'm assuming you do, but you don't have to if you don't want to. If you just want to see him continuing to ask people.
So I see Radol keep trying to like ask people, and I'm just like, hey Radol, this semi-kind gentleman let me know where it's at.
He points to a person that's already has his back turned and is walking away.
Ah,
It's up the
yes.
hill
I
a
was
bit.
I was just about to retrieve that information. I'm glad you got it.
I'm here to help.
Let me just untie my horse.
Do you have room for two?
Yes.
Do you think you can give me a hand? I'm a wee
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
smaller.
yeah. Not a problem. I've got a half saddle on the back that you can sit on.
Perfect.
All right, so to confirm, you mount the horse and you're walking, or you're trotting your way up to the smithy.
We're trotting our way because we don't want to have conversation.
Mhm. It's very awkwardly quiet as y'all are on this horse.
So is it true that hobbits eat a lot of food?
Yes, all the time. And beer. We eat a lot of food and drink a lot of beer.
What did you have for breakfast yesterday?
Beer.
What did you have for second breakfast?
Potatoes and
Yeah.
beer.
What did you have for lunch?
Haven't gotten there yet. But I think I'm gonna have some ham. I hope. I feel like they have good ham here.
Afternoon tea, salted pork,
Yes. Some beans and beer.
some nice crispy bacon.
Well, as you talk about food, you are kind of moving away from like the central part of Bree, the downtown, right, where all the hub is, and you're kind of going up an incline because Bree is like the back area is built on these hills, and you can hear the sound of ting, 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 as you know you're getting closer and closer to the
Radar, I
smithy.
think we're getting closer. I can hear the ting ting.
Well, I can hear a ting, ting. What do you hear?
Same. What you said.
But I thought you heard a ting, ting.
No, ting ting.
Okay, all right. So we are on the same page. Okay.
Don't worry.
I can hear the same
I've only had 4 beers. It's fine.
thing.
All right. You
I
arrive.
I can drink at least 10 before I start being a little bit.
Can you roll for me?
coherent. Me?
mean,
Yeah. Talking a big game. Can I have you do your Constitution saving throw?
I rolled a 5.
Constitution saving.
You roll a 5. You
Yeah.
feel a little nauseous. You know, maybe it's the horse ride, maybe it's the beer, but you feel like you're close to maybe. You know, like when you're like, oh man, I'm not in the process of throwing up, but like one
there.
small thing is it's right there. Yep.
Hey Radol, can we stop for a second? I
Yeah.
might need to throw up.
Yeah, not a problem. I can't help but smell that you might have some South Farley on you.
Wow.
I don't know that reference.
What?
What is
Let's say I would say that Dalton, the person, might not be familiar with this, but Engelbert is definitely familiar. It is a type of pipe weed. that is famous in the Shire. Now, fun fact, pipe weed, right? There is some debate on whether or not pipe weed is just tobacco that people smoke, or is it actually some sort of pleasant herb?
Marijuana.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
So,
going with marijuana.
right. If that's how you all want to play with it in the universe for this game, I'm all for it.
That dude, I've never thought once it's tobacco. I mean, they call it pipe weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Engelbert. Just take a load off real quick. I mean, Smithy seems he's in distance, so just relax.
I'm gonna try to scoot myself off the horse. And
Normally, I just let you do it because you're just getting yourself off the horse, but you are a little sick. So can I have you do your animal handling for me, please?
my what?
Either your acrobatics or your animal handling.
I just roll, right?
Yeah, which one are you choosing?
He wants to see if you fall off the horse.
Yeah. I'm assuming, what's your dexterity score?
13.
Okay, and what is you said your wisdom was 11?
Yeah, no, 13.
Oh, 13. Okay. And let me just make sure. Treasure hunter.
This dice isn't working out for me.
Dude, they're not. I think I really gotta
Dice.
switch those.
Oh, yes. All right. Do your acrobatics. You surprisingly have skill in this, so you'll get plus, I guess 3 then to whatever you roll.
I got a 16.
Oh, yeah. Despite feeling kind of woozy, will you describe how you get off the horse? You do it quite well.
I'm just gonna do like a little hop and little hop off behind it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Dangerous, because the horse totally could have kicked you.
he could've,
but-
but I rolled a 16.
But you rolled a, yeah, so you, plus 3 is 19, so you off the horse
Oh, man.
and land gracefully.
I don't know. Should I roll to see if I need to throw up or?
No, you're fine for
Okay,
now.
cool. I feel good. I'm just gonna walk the rest of the way, I think.
Okay, yeah.
It seems to be up over there. I hear the ting ting.
At this point, now that you're closer, it's tong, tong, tong.
I hear the tong tong.
So, I mean, after we
You can call me Bert.
I like that Eagle Bert. after we talk to the smithy, maybe for the journey we could have some of that old Toby, if you got it.
I have,
Oh, cool.
I have lots.
I like lots.
I made sure I'd pack a lot for the trip.
I like that.
As y'all approach, there's definitely like an area where you can see that there is a blacksmith that is working on something in the heat of the smith itself. However, there is like a side area where their items are available for purchase, their wares, as it were. If you would, and there's a person that is manning that area. So there's somebody who's inside working, but there seems to be a young boy, young man, I should say, that is out front manning the shop.
Radol, do you want to do the talking or do you want me to do the talking?
Yeah, you can start. I'm just gonna diddle daddle and look around.
Diddle daddle and look around. Okay.
Good evening, gents. We are in the market for some weapons. What you
roll
got?
your charisma for me, please?
I was
Maybe
gonna
I
open
should
up
go
very
more
differently.
I gave you the opportunity.
You did.
I guess I could still just interject with what I was gonna say.
I got a 4.
Wow. You're saying this from like below, like so if the count, so like there's like a countertop, right, where it's outside. It is. But they're like, there's wares that are out there. But as you say this, the young man, boy, right, probably like maybe like 15, 16, just looks at Radol, did you just say something?
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna look at him like, no, it's your mate Engelbert right in front of you.
Are you having a go at me? He does
No!
not see. He does not see Engelbert. Engelbert's too low.
While he's looking around, I'm gonna go walk up to him and just tug on his shirt.
You can't just sneak up on me like that. That's just well, you cannot.
I
I'm sorry,
mean,
you
I
cannot be
was-
behind the counter. I need you to go in front.
I said hi and I was over there. Okay, I'll go behind
That's funny.
over there.
Yeah, now, like they're like reaching over. Yes. What can I do for you today?
Weapons. We need some weapons. Right? Radol, we need weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need weapons.
What exactly are you looking for?
Like sharp ones.
Oh, good. Because I was going to sell you a bunch of dull weapons.
No, we don't need those.
Are they half off?
He looks at he looks at Radol to be like, is this guy for real?
I was gonna be like, just
He doesn't get out much.
All right. There are a series of weapons in front of you. So if you look here, you can see the type of weapon, right? C is copper, S is silver. This is how much damage it does. Don't worry about weight so much right now. I'm not going to be over zealous when it comes to your encumbrance.
Unless I grab
it's
a
like
10 pound.
Elden
Yeah.
Ring.
Yeah. That's like, it's exactly. If you carry too much, you like are slow. But don't worry for it right now. So yeah. So then what exactly? These are just like the weapons. There's also things that you can buy, like tools. I know that some of you have it. There's equipment. So there's things that you can buy. Equipment.
Hey, what's
wise.
this? What's the C?
C is copper. So silver. One silver piece is worth 100 copper pieces.
Cool.
And then 100, or no, I think it's, I have to look. I think it's like 10 silver pieces might equal gold.
Cool.
Is it 100
and
copper?
I think it's 100 copper. Let's go with that for now. And then there's other things too, like shields and, oh, it's up top, sorry. There are things like, so if that's your weapons, that's equipment, tools, weapons. There is armor that you can buy. So you can buy things like, light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, and shields. They all do different things. So these will add to your AC, so your armor class. Armor class is when I'm rolling to try and hit you, like everyone right now should have their AC total. If you buy certain things, it will add to your armor class as well as your damage reduction. Does that make sense?
So, would my armor class just be all my attributes added together?
No. We'll figure it out. I can do it after this because I don't think you guys are going to get into combat. Maybe you are. So it's like, depending on what it is, it's actually based off your class. So if you, like treasure, let's go. Hit points, right? And then I'll find out after this, but it's basically like, it's like a formula, right? Where it's like, cool, your size plus this modifier equal, and your class equals like how hard it is to hit you.
Can you go to the equipment?
Equipment, so not armor, not weapons.
Not armor, like the blankets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man.
Dwarven toys.
That's funny.
And you all do start off with like starting gear. So Randy, if you go back and look to that email, it's like there's certain stuff that you get. Like you have a saddle, obviously you have like riding equipment. You have, I think there are blankets and stuff in there. But if you're looking for stuff like, oh, maybe you need to do like candles or
I want
torches.
to.
A war horn.
I want to.
The horn of God.
I know. I want to buy a lamp and a spear.
Ooh, okay. So a lamp is 120 copper. So they have a sale on lamps right now. So instead of it being 120, I'm just gonna say it's 100. So just remove 1 silver,
Okay.
and then you want a spear, right?
Yeah, I think it's 3 silver.
Yes. So then that is 3 silver.
Cool. Where do I write what I just bought?
There should be a section on there for your equipment. If not,
Okay.
I'd flip the page over and you can like use the blank backside for like your gear and stuff.
Nah, I got it. Spear, and then a dagger, and a lamp.
Mm-hmm. Transaction takes place. Engelbert, was there anything in particular you're looking to buy?
No, is there a warranty on this?
Yes, if it breaks, you could return it. Of course, granted you're still alive.
Thanks.
I'm debating between the hand axe and the short bow,
Ooh.
but I don't want to like exhaust all of my silvers right away.
Yeah, I would not go short bow because hand axe you can still technically throw. That's like a arrow.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the hand axe.
Okay. This one right here.
No, the above and the simple melee weapons.
Oh, okay. Hand axe. Got it. Yeah, we could still technically throw it. Okay, cool.
Did the guy
Yeah.
take my silver piece?
He did. You gave it to him,
Okay, cool.
but you had some. So it's really only So you.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I deduct the right amount.
Yep. So he hands you a really nice hand axe. He hands Radol a spear and a lamp. The lamp comes with fuel for the lamp,
Cool.
obviously.
Can I take a look at the supplies stuff he has?
Yeah.
I glanced at it a little bit.
Man, just to get a book is expensive. They don't want you reading them here.
Because there's cool things in books. A magnifying glass.
That's
Yeah.
Can I actually no, I'm kidding.
wait. Before we take off,
Mhm.
how
Yeah.
much oil does my lamp come with?
It comes with a full thing of oil, right? So
Because like on here, there's oil flask.
Yep. You can buy so it basically you'll be able to fill it up.
I want to buy 2.
Okay.
So
Great.
that leaves
If you're
me
buying 2, he's gonna give you a deal on this. So instead of it being 20 copper for each, right? So
Uh-huh.
40, he's gonna say it's 35, right? So
for 2.
for 2, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So take one of your silver, right? Turn it into like 100 copper, and then that copper would only be what would that be? 65, right?
65. So I got 11 silver and 65 copper.
Say 1 silver's 100 copper.
I believe so, yeah. And then 10 silver, I think, equals gold. I'll have to confirm that after this. I don't think it's 100 silver because that's what it is. But it could be. I'll double check.
Oh, there's actually a little spot for you to write it, but obviously 2 oil.
I think I looked it up right now. Gold. Cool. With your transaction done, was there anything else y'all wanted to do?
You got like a punch card or?
He just kind of looks at you. I don't know. We do custom orders. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So Engelbert, you good?
Yes, I am ready to go, and I'm gripping my axe.
I was very wrong. Very wrong on this. It's okay. We'll keep going. 1 silver equals 10 copper. 1 gold equals 10 silver. So continue with don't worry about it right now.
I'll take the wrong markup.
Yeah. I would say instead of it being what was that? Whatever I said, like 100 copper, right?
Yeah.
You had that amount. Just take it back. Take it all back. Get that silver back, and we'll just. This is my GM mistake, and he basically gave.
So I have 12 silvers still.
Correct.
Okay. I'll take it. I mean, it's only oil, just so I can see.
Yeah. 1 silver equals 10 copper. 1 gold equals 10 silver. Okay, cool. Well, there, it's simple as that. All right. Increments of 10. There you go. Okay. With purchasing done. Or is it anything else? Are you all good?
Yeah.
Is there anything else in Bree that you want to do?
Is there a brothel here?
Oh my god.
I think we should help the farmer first.
All right. You got the directions? You know the way? Because
No. I don't recall him telling us.
Fuck. Alright, so we go back to the prancing pony.
Did he give us a name?
Let's just say he gave you some information when he handed you the quest. So yes, he gave you a name. The farmer family is the Wellingtons, and location-wise, told you. Should do the right one. That's Bree. So if this is Bree, right? It's in the city next to the hills and the mountains and stuff. You actually want to take the east road, heading kind of closer to the Shire. So there's an area between like the Outlands and the Breeland, like out here somewhere, where there is a actually no, sorry, it's down over here by the mountains of the old forest. So if you just take the east road west, and then you go down, there is a farm out between it's somewhere between the east road. If you've reached the river of the Witchy Windle, you've gone too far. So it's somewhere in between.
So what do you want to take, the mountain pass or the road?
Ooh,
I got my fine walking stick. I'm good for the mountain pass.
Interesting.
Well, I have my horse, Jimbo, and I don't want
The horse's name Jimbo.
But I know a shortcut
Where's the shortcut?
through the mountain passes.
I mean, I guess we're walking. I don't think I can be riding Jimbo in there. So, all right. I mean, yeah, I'll lead the way, Engelbert.
All right. So I'm gonna start walking towards the mountain pass. But I'm thinking in my head that I don't really know a shortcut, and I'm just winging all of this.
Yes, brilliant.
I'm trying to look good in front of Radal.
It's so ridiculous.
Can I have both of you roll for me?
Yeah.
So, Engelbert, you're gonna roll your deception,
Okay.
and Radal, you're gonna roll your. I'm gonna say perception on this.
Is that a shadow on this?
No. Shadow? Shadow lore?
No. What is perception? Like, which one is it?
So if you see skills,
Yeah.
right? Perception uses your charisma.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. All right, that makes more sense. Yeah. All right. Oh, I got an 11.
And what's your charisma score?
14.
Ooh, so that's +2. So you got a 13, which is great.
I
And
got a
then
17.
all right. As you leave Bree, Engelbert confidently leaves. And despite perhaps the sense of where is it? Where's my map? You know, leaving Bree and taking the east road, the simple path down this way, Engelbert just starts going down south to not towards the Barrow Downs, not quite going there, as it seems to just like very confidently. There's like an intersection road here. You know, the safe route would be going here. Engelbert just crosses through the road, heading towards the mountains, as you see the mountains in the distance, and confidently doing so. You with a higher roll, you feel
Could
pretty
possibly
confident.
Go wrong.
Yeah, Engelbert's, you know, this is a strange path, but seems like Engelbert knows what he's doing.
Pretty confident. I got my axe. You got your thing you bought. The big strong man.
So, how much time do you think this is gonna save us from taking the safer
At
/
least
semi more
like
direct
two,
route?
at least 2 days. At least.
But it
Would be
was
so-
only a 3-day trip.
Probably you could be yeah. I
Radol,
would say-
I'm trying to get you to the brothels sooner.
All right. Well, hey, you promised we'd smoke some old Toby
Mhm.
after, so it's
Got
gonna
you,
be
boy.
a shorter trip.
We'll kill a
Yeah.
rabbit and I'll cook it and
We're gonna have to
We can
self-medicate
smoke.
here.
some stuff.
Okay, so fucking just keep walking.
Yeah, you guys journey towards the mountains. It's not that long to get to like the bottom of the hills, right? They're not really like mountain ranges, they're more just like kind of large hills. Very much like Sonoma County. You know how Sonoma County has like those really big hills that you have at times where nothing's really like a mountain. So you get to like the base of this like hill range, right? At this point, right, it was about noonish, right, when you left Breeze. This probably only took about like an hour or so to get to where you're at. So now you're gonna try and traverse over this hill range. Engelbert, are you still confidently leading the way?
Yeah, I mean everything seems smooth right now.
Yeah. Can you roll your
Yeah.
survival for me, please?
You know,
Yeah.
Radol trust me.
It's gonna be sharpening my knife behind him.
I have a 3.
Let me just make sure the treasure hunter has no skills in this. You do not. Okay, great. And what's your wisdom's total score?
13 plus you
Okay.
said 4, I think.
Well, with
Or is that
survival,
with the roll?
that was perception, right? So
Okay.
survival, you rolled a 3. You'll get the +2 from the wisdom, so that's 5. Not very good. But you're confident, so you're just like kind of going over these hills for like hours, like a couple of 3 hours have passed. It's like starting to get closer to like late afternoon, you know, like approaching the evening, and you still have not kind of gone over the hill range.
Engelbert,
Yeah.
where
I
are
think
we?
we should stop for the night. It's getting a little dark. I'm a little hungry. I know you said you wanted to have a little of the smoky smoke.
Well, because I need to let Jimbo rest and eat some
Definitely.
grass. All right, let's
Okay.
just make camp somewhere.
Setting up camp for the night. All right.
Yeah, only before it gets too dark.
Do we get to know where we're at?
If you do your survivals, can I have Radol do Radol's survival skill for me, please? And if you are a wanderer,
Ooh, I got a 16.
okay, 16 plus.
Yeah, my wisdom is 12.
Okay, so that's +1, so that's 17, and you surprisingly don't have anything in
Wow.
survival, but a 17 is really good. So after like the time as you're starting to set up camp, you realize that like the amount of time that you've traveled, you kind of look at like kind of the stars and the survival. It should have been a simple just pass through the hills. You're like down here. Like you're at the edge. The reason you know that you're off is instead of going straight through, you've gone straight down, and now like you're at the edge of the hill range.
I'm gonna say, Engelbert, I
Yeah.
think you took us fucking south, man. Like,
Did I?
we were supposed to go
We-
east.
Oh, east. We need to go east.
It's like a Chang moment.
It's fine. We'll regroup in the morning and just check on over.
Should have been a 2-day max. Now we're going like a 4-day territory.
No, we'll be there tomorrow.
You
No.
could push and go through it and travel at night, but you've gone a little bit the wrong way. So you know, or you can camp.
Radal, I think we should camp.
Yeah, give me the old Toby.
These mountains out here at night are not the bee's knees.
Why, have you been here before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No.
Thank you for
But
your honesty.
But I've heard.
I've seen articles.
All right. Are you guys starting a fire?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll start a small fire.
Will Radal do his survival for me one more time?
Oh, I got a 9.
Okay. You start a fire. It's not like the best, but you start it, right? It's a little smoky at first. It's not like it's just enough to provide like illumination and like a mild level of warmth, but it's not like a roaring fire that's keeping like illuminating the full area around you and providing everything. But it's enough to keep you there, and it sounds like you all are smoking some old Toby, some long bottom leaf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you do anything? Yeah.
Woo! Where'd you get this, Engelbert?
It's an old family recipe.
But doesn't this grow in the ground?
Yes, but we have some family secrets that we enhance the smoke with. It really gives that that push over the edge, so to say.
Like, am I gonna feel different?
You should. I do.
Because I do right now. Like, my hands feel like they're growing. My hair feels like it's just there.
It usually is.
Thanks, man. I was kind of worried. Do you have any water? Something to drink? Getting a little parched.
I don't.
Getting cotton mouth. You have anything to eat?
Can I? Can I like? I don't know if I can do this, but I want to find like a leaf or something, a plant that maybe would produce a little bit of liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I would say you also have like water and canteens and stuff, but if you want to do some
Okay.
survival, yeah, go ahead and roll your survival for me, please.
We got like 1, 6.
All you're finding is like blades of grass and stuff. There's nothing that's really giving you any sort of like anything with like an actual like sustainable liquid inside.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull out my canteen, hand it to him.
Yo, where'd you get that? Like, man, like you were trying to just like get water from like plants, and then you got a canteen, and now like you're handing me like this crazy, bro.
You gotta be resourceful. You never know when it might be an emergency, and we'll need the canteen of water.
Oh, this is true. Hey, man, I
But
got one that's
but
on
it's
my
fine.
saddlebag. Looks just like it.
I remember my first time smoking.
Shh, don't tell anybody, man.
Your secret is safe with me.
Well, I mean, the next time I smoke will be my second time, so then I won't be a first timer. So then I'll be good to go. Then I can be mixed in with the crowds for people that smoke more than once.
Let's take it slow. Once you don't feel your hair, then I think you're ready to be in the crowds.
All right.
Wow. All
You know, I
right.
heard. Can we get a leaf and roll it up with something?
I don't trust these leaves out here.
You think Jimbo wants to smoke?
It's probably not the best thing to do. He needs his strength to go eastward.
You know, I don't like that Bert's rolling right now.
Huh?
Stop
What?
rolling. Don't roll. I don't like you.
No, y'all are just like, can I have both of you roll your perception for me one more time?
No. 12.
Oh, I got a 1.
You are high as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You do not perceive shit. In your mind, Jimbo is just like talking to you. Hey man, when am I gonna be able to try some of that? Engelbert, you're able to control this a little bit more, but yeah, you're very much focused on the present, what's currently going on, than kind of your surroundings.
Is it pretty late now?
Yeah, between setting up camp, I mean, it's you guys kind of made camp a little bit early, but like the sun was like still up and like going down, which is fine. It's a good time. Yeah, it's like later. It's not super late, but it's late enough that if you wanted to go to sleep now, you could get up early, like at dawn or whenever you want to. But yeah.
I just fell asleep.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
You know, it's just like
I'm
passed
just
out.
asleep now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fall asleep too.
okay. As you all just both decide to go to sleep.
Yeah, we're gonna get robbed.
Can I have either of you roll your? You can choose whichever one you want to have higher, your survival or your perception.
Both the same.
Okay.
Oh, so we each roll.
Yeah. You. I need
Wait,
to-
where do we see that?
I got a 7. No, it's a 1.
Oh, it's a 1. Okay, so you just sleep straight through this.
God, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Am I rolling?
Yeah. Which one are you choosing?
I'm gonna do perception.
Yep.
12.
All right. Y'all both sleep through the night. You wake up in the morning.
I'm yawning.
No. Yeah. The fire's
Rubbing
like.
my eyes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just awake abruptly. Duh! Crab man from Dublin! Just look around. I'm like, Jimbo, I swear they were there. Oh, Jimbo. Okay, Jimbo, you're here. Okay.
Is Jimbo there?
Jimbo? Jimbo? Jimbo! I look around for Jimbo.
Jimbo is still tied up.
Not Jimbo.
Oh man, I gotta lay off the fucking sauce.
Your first time.
Doesn't mean I can't lay off it. I want to do
Maybe
an
only
inventory
5
check.
hits next time.
As you do an inventory check, you look at your gear. Most of the stuff seems to be in place. However, your short sword that you had is seemingly missing.
The dagger's missing.
Your dagger, yeah.
Engelbert, you see my dagger?
No. Do you see your dagger?
Well, it was right here, and I'm pretty sure I went to bed before you. So you sure
What are you
you see
trying
my
to say?
dagger?
That I took your dagger?
I mean, it was right here, and you wouldn't have been before.
I feel like I take your silver, not your dagger.
Ah, that's also true.
You also check for your silver.
I checked my silver.
It's still there.
Oh god.
Can I want to check my things.
Sure.
Do I have to roll?
No. You look. All of your possessions, for the most part, seem to be there. Because I'm assuming like you guys had done it where like you sleep under your rolls or your possessions and stuff. It's like I imagine, right? When Radol's like sleeping, and it's like the spear is like kind of wrapped in your arm. So like it's hard for people to take everything. You're not robbed blind. However, Engelbert, when you look to find, all the conversation from Radol about that pipe lead, all of it seems to be gone, as well as your intricate smoking pipe. And as you go to look for your silver, all of it is gone.
Radol, did you take the smoke weed and the silver? I mean, I didn't take your dagger.
I went to bed before you. How could I do that? And I woke up after you.
It's true.
All right.
I think we've been bamboozled.
Silver is replaceable. Where's the old Toby? Where's the
I left it right here next to.
I wanna check.
Where did I leave it?
As a wanderer, I want to check for like footprints or anything around the camp.
Can you do your perception or survival for me?
They're both the same.
Um,
I mean, like, because they
you
both
have
use
a
wisdom.
bonus. Yes, but you have a bonus in perception,
Oh,
so
I'll
you'll
use
get a
perception.
+2. Yeah,
Yeah.
in addition to what you already got, which is
I rolled a 9.
so a 9 +2 from your bonus in it, plus what's your wisdom score?
Wisdom was 12.
Okay, so that's +3. So then
12.
12. Yeah. So it's whoever did this did it really well. It's really hard to see at first any sort of tracks. You find a few things like a couple of broken blades of grass. It looks like there are indeed footprints that are, indicate that there definitely was someone else there. However, you cannot tell how many people they were or really what they were. It appears humanoid, but at the same point, it looks like they weren't wearing shoes. So, no. But there definitely was somebody that came into your camp and took stuff. And it looks like it's heading, I'd say that you would also see that if y'all are like here, it seems like they're heading back down this path. But instead of heading like towards the village, the farmer that's out here, this is like heading towards the forest.
Engelbert.
You found my smoke?
No, but I have a like I can see the tracks are heading a little southeast-ish, or for us,
Southwest.
well, the southwest. So we need to do two things. We can jump on Jimbo and we can go after the stuff to see if we can catch up with them.
Yes.
All right, let's go. Let me untie Jimbo and let's go.
It's my life stash.
A lot of silver. They rolled a really well. All right.
Oh, they took my silver too, huh?
You were just scared about the weed?
Yeah, dude, you're broke.
All right. With that, you get on Jimbo. It doesn't take you that long to emerge from the hills. As you're approaching like the bottom right here, you can see that if you go north, it'll take you up to where the farmer is, where your quest is. However, like a new objective kind of appears on the forest here in front of you, like a question mark. As you move You decide, right? Correct. You're not heading towards the farmer. You're heading into the forest to go after your lost goods. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And as you kind of cross the plains heading towards the forest, it starts to loom over you as there's definitely like a darkness inside. And with that, we'll end today.
Maybe we should just go do the mission. Man.
No, his cow can wait.
Yeah. You guys' shit got jacked. Yeah.
I knew it.
That shortcut is turning into a long journey.
That was my goal.
Anything to close it out?
Food. What are you guys doing for lunch?
I'm
I
starving.
don't know yet.
I had
Ladies-
Costco hot dog and pizza yesterday.
Ooh.
I actually haven't drank in over like a week and a half.
Nice.
Yeah, I had to stop drinking. So like my food intake has been like I gained like 10 pounds in a week
From not drinking.
from
but
not
from
drinking
eating?
because like I've just been eating all these
Mm.
sweets and shit.
Mm.
So I'm like, all right, no more cookies. But it being Sunday.
Sunday,
Actually, you know what? Let's just talk about this really quick. So last Sunday, me and Lady got Chinese food from Mrs. Bird's restaurant, China Chef.
Ooh.
The problem is, like, I know Mrs. Bird's
I don't
is
like her restaurant.
it's like okay quality, but it's more quantity over quality.
Mm.
And I'm like, whatever. So we go there, and this is like I enjoy the food. I mean, it is what it is. It's okay. But this time I ordered actively wanted like 2 different dishes, and she's like, "Oh no, I'll give you this instead. I'll give you this instead." I'm like, she's done that before, but it was like I was at that point where I'm like,
Wait, say that again. What happened?
so say we'll order a dish. Like say I wanted like lobster, like prawns with lobster sauce. She's like,
Sure.
no, I'll give you walnut prawns instead. I'm like, all right, whatever.
That's not what you ordered, but yeah.
But I mean, but she's giving me such a deal. She
Mm.
can get away with it. And then the lady was like, "Oh, I want this spicy beef dish." She's like, "No, I'll give you Mongolian beef instead." Now,
Tells you this while you're ordering it,
no,
or you
no.
go to pick it up.
In person.
Got it.
She sees me. She sees
Yeah.
me because I won't order over the phone because I won't get the deal.
Got
She
it.
sees me, and there's one or two things. There's 2 things that scenarios ran through my head. Those dishes that we initially wanted suck.
Mm.
Or generally suck, or she just has
Surplus
a lot
Mongolian
more
beef that
of-
she needs to push. Yeah.
she needs to push. I'm gonna go with more so they need to push it, and then the 30% it sucks
Mm.
just because of the quality of the food. Now, she always gives me a deal. So she charged me charges like $65 for like $100 worth of food.
Oh, that's cool.
But she
That's
always
a lot of food.
but prices have just kind of gone up. You can buy like 5 things and it'll be like it's 50
$80, yeah.
like $40 or more, it's just expensive. But she'll always make dim sum for me. Like, even though it's like there's certain times I'll go in, like, I guess dim sum. It's just like, yeah, for you anytime. So it's like I don't go there all the time. I don't eat Chinese food all like that anymore. But it was just kind of like I did want those certain dishes at one specific time. I appreciate the deal, but if I came here for quantity and the dish I want, but next time I'll probably just have to go to China Village.
Dude, I really, 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 really like China Village.
I know. It's so
They're
good.
so
This is
good.
expensive.
They're really nice there too, except for this
They're-
one lady. She's kind of mean. Everyone else is nice, and I'm sure you know who I'm talking about.
I'm not like, well, they all love my family because my
China
grandma's, yeah, because I walk in, there's like, how's your grandma? I'm like, oh, you remember? Okay. It's like that, but I'm pretty sure she's friendly with a lot of people, but I haven't had a bad server yet.
I haven't had bad service. But
God, they're so good, though. They're so good.
so
Is that the place that you and I went to, Dalton, when I? Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So a fun new news thing that's really great. Sarah is no longer allergic to mushrooms.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So yeah. Makes it
How
very
much
convenient.
has your mushroom intake increased
None.
since learning? Yeah, that's what
I don't like mushrooms.
Yeah, I don't really
She
like
well,
mushrooms either.
she had stuffed mushrooms at the wedding and she liked it.
Hmm.
She had to test, so they had her do a blood test,
Sure.
and that came out negative.
Good.
So then we went to the doctors and they had her do a skin test, and that also came out negative.
Mm.
So then they had her consume mushrooms within like a 3-hour period, and yeah, nothing ever happened.
That's crazy. That's
So
good.
they were raw and she thought they were really gross.
Yeah.
But she had stuffed mushrooms at the wedding and she really liked those. So
Can't really go wrong with those.
it's just very easy now going to a restaurant. We don't have to worry about like the menu.
Mm, that's cool. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, there's the mushrooms and a lot of stuff.
Because
Also,
she
I
really
feel
likes
like-
steaks and a lot of steak dishes at places
Yeah.
and Italian food.
Yeah.
But steaks will always have like a mushroom sauce and shit.
You know, it's wild. Like, I don't even think like I know mushrooms are just good for you, you know, healthy wise. But the flavor portion, I never eat mushrooms by themselves. So I couldn't even tell you what a mushroom fucking tastes like. Like,
Right.
it's
I can,
like,
which is like I don't like it.
but I know the texture is different. It's like a soft, coarse texture. But it's like when I have them, I'm usually just throwing them in to make it look like I'm cooking this dish better.
Yes.
Like 100%. Like there's no like onions and mushrooms, easy. But I'm mainly doing it for the onions.
Well,
So
onions
PUBG?
have, onions
PUBG?
produce like liquid and
PUBG.
PUBG?
New map Destin.
gonna eat and
The
sleep. I gotta
new
take a-
map
Dark Tide.
Destin.
Dark
New
Tide.
map Destin. We can all be playing PUBG.
What does Dark Tide come out?
I don't know, but PUBG's already out and it's free.
Dark Tide.
Battlefield 4 is out and free.
Yeah, but there's also like Battlefield like 5 and 6 right after it.
September.
Don't
Oh,
pay
so
attention
far
to
away.
those.
Just it's okay. Just download and update PUBG. We'll all jump on and we'll all just loot together and die together
Nice.
and not see anybody for fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah.
What's that pub?
So
Have you
much
heard
fun.
that PUBG song?
It actually is.
I know.
That's the
I used
crazy
to play. I
thing.
used to play PUBG.
It's like just looting so much. And I actually like the new theme song they have for PUBG. It's good.
No, I gotta send it to you guys. So there's these people called Viva La Dirt League. Have you seen any of their videos? They do like they're really good filmmakers, and they have all these funny videos about like NPCs and Skyrim, and they did this whole like music video of PUBG. And it's like a parody of another song. I gotta send it to you, but it's super hilarious. You'll enjoy it.
This is totally JARdon the mess, but I gotta take a shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what? JARdon mess on that one.
I gotta take a COVID test.
Yeah.
JARdon the
boo.
mess.
JARdon the mess.
Later.
Ah!